Welcome to How to Make a Wig 101. So what you're going to need is braiding hair. You're going to need the weaving cap, I don't know what it's called. You're going to need skewers, bamboo skewers, and you're going to need a crochet hook, not the one that you usually do with your hair or do a mat. This one that you actually use for crochet, as this one is much easier to go through in between the holes, as you'll need to go in and pull through the hair. So the smaller it is, the better. See, this one is much easier to go through. So what you're going to do first, so I'm using the color 350 Darling Abuja short braids. So if you need your curls to be longer, you need the long braid, but I'm using the short one. So what I'm going to do is, first you need some form of oil that is gentle on the hair and is going to help you with the sectioning. So just put some, don't be afraid to go in there and apply it onto the braiding hair so that it can be a bit more smooth and easy to use. So what we are gonna do now, I'd already started making some, so the ones that I made look like this. Yeah, so I'm gonna teach you how to do it. What you're gonna do is, I like to work with smaller sections. I put it like this. I take out my skewers, and what I'm going to do is, you take a reasonable amount that will be able to pass through the weaving cap. So this is reasonable enough, and if you feel like you might be confused sometime, you can take the first sample and you just put it aside so that you can have something to reference the rest of them. So this is my second one. It's okay, it's same, almost the same. So what you want to do is, you need a bit of hair to be longer, just a small bit of it at the end, you pull it so that it can be longer, and this will help you secure your work. After that, you'll find the midsection. Yeah, so when you find the midsection, you still have some hair. Yeah, you still have some hair hanging on at the far end. So what you do is, you take your skewer, you put it at the top, yeah, and then you secure it by creating a knot. Create a knot. You take this end and you go through in between the other half. So what you have is this. You can pause, go back, and reach where I've reached. So after this, what I like to do is secure it. I turn it a couple of times. After turning it, I've given it a good wind. Yeah, what I do is, first I wind it. After I wind it, I make sure I give it a twirl right in the first place where we did our knot, yeah, so that you can keep it in place. So twirl it, then give it a nice spin right in between where we had first did the knot. Then you continue twirling all the way down until you finish. So as you twirl it, make sure you squeeze your work to be all in one place. I don't know how to put it, but you need to create a nice curly effect, a ringy effect. So as you can see, the braiding hair that I had left at the end, you're going to secure your work by going back up. You were working going down, but now you'll go back up, then you go down. It's almost like you're going up and down, up and down, up and down. So that is going to secure it into place so that it doesn't move. And then you push your work, you compress it together so that it can look as neat as this. Yeah, so that's the first one. Let me do one more sample for you. You, first of all, what I said, just pinch a bit of the braiding hair and you pull it gently. Yeah, you have something to secure. Then after that, you hold on, you find the midsection. After finding the midsection, you put your skewer right in between. You can use your thumbs to secure it. You take this end, go in between the other, then you wind it a couple of times. After winding it, you go right. You remember what I said, where we are tying the knot is where we do the first wind. It's important so that you can secure it, and then you continue winding it all the way down. It might not look like I'm winding, but I'm actually winding it all the way down, all the way down. And once you reach down, you secure it with our loose braiding hair. So we've made 2. And you were going to do this all over again. You repeat the process until you finish the amount of braiding hair you have. After you finished, you are going to take these skewers that have the braiding hair and you're going to put them in a trough or basin, and then you're going to pour hot water in them. You'll put the skewers first, add the hot water, let it sit for a while, then you let it dry. After you let it dry, you're going to take your weaving cup, and then now what you're going to do is unwind this, unwind it. Just basically you'll be pulling it, of them. So first of all, you go in the opposite way in which you are winding the braiding hair onto the skewers. So mine, I'm going to go back anti-clockwise, and then it will just unwind itself easily. You try not to push it so hard that the curls will be disrupted. So after you do that, it will look something like this, and then you need to fluff it a bit by pulling it gently and by the help of your hook. Remember I said the smaller the better, as long as it can pass through the holes. So what you're going to do is okay, I want to start working on the front part. You take your hook, yeah, then you go in between the holes. I like to go under 2, and then you'll take the tip of the braiding hair, this part. This is the part that you want to pass through the weaving cap. You just Sorry for the noise, we're close to the airport. As I was saying, you push it in between the weaving cap, sorry, yeah, like that. Try to be gentle. I'm not as gentle, but just try to be gentle. Then what you want to do is put your hook in between the tip of the braid, and then you'll take this other end and then you crochet, you pass it through the hole at the top, and then you secure the knot like that to look something like this. So from here, if you want to fluff it further, what you do is you try to separate it just gently. You can start at the bottom here where it's starting to unwind. You'll see two sections of it. Then you'll just try to be gentle so that you don't disrupt the curls. You can decide to leave it like this if you just want it to be curls, or you can go ahead and make I think they are called spring twists. So from here, if you want to make a spring twist, what you'll do is you'll just follow the pattern in which the waves are going, and you'll try and make a twist. It is just easy. You follow the pattern in which it's going, and then you overlap them over each, how do I call them? You overlap them over each depression of the curls, and then you will achieve the spring twist. I think they're called spring twists. Other people call them another way. Yeah, so if you want to achieve this, it will look like this. But if you want just to make a curly wig, that's what I was going for initially, but I was also thinking of starting off with the twist so that in the future I can just unwind them and then they can be this fluffy wig. So on to one more. I said I'll be going I'm going in the anti-clockwise, because I was winding, at first I was winding it going clockwise, so anti-clockwise. Also, if you have a lot of braiding hair, you can always just do it like this. You can just crochet it like this, and then, but that you're going to need a lot of braiding hair. I used about 4 packs of darling, and I'm feeling like it's not going to be enough. So if you decide to go with this version of curls, just like this unfluffed, you are probably going to need more of it. Yeah, so it's up to you to decide. So let's hook it on to the weaving cap. You go in, and then you take the tip of it and you gently push it through the holes. Oh, that was not gentle, but try to be gentle. Yeah, and then you take the end and you pass it. Oh God, no. Like that. So you'll do that throughout the, if you want, you can leave it like this, but I need it to be so full. I like it fluffy. So you do that to the rest of your wig cap. You secure every area. So what you do is, now on this line, you go here, you leave some space, you go here, like that, like that, like that. Then on to the next round. Now on this line, on the next round, you're going to go where you left the space. You're just going to go above it like this here. That's where you'll go to. So you'll take one, unwind it, then find the tip. After finding the tip, you'll push in between, yeah, and then you take the end, fluff it out. If you want, if you're doing my version, fluff it out, then separate it. If you're not doing my version, just leave it as it is. So what I was saying is this: what you're trying to do is cover up for the spaces that you are leaving as you're going, but also to minimize on the amount of braiding hair you are using. So if this was the second row, you go in between the space you left just above, and then now you leave this space, then come to this space like that. Okay, I'll show you the end results later.